Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, slow flow Vinyasa practice. Please come and join me on the mat, sitting on the shins, the heels, coming into Vajrasana if that feels okay for your knees. Or you could sit up on a block or two here, or you could just find another comfortable seat if this feels like a little bit too much for the knees. So find your way in, adjust as necessary. If it feels okay for you, close your eyes, otherwise find a soft and steady gaze. Draw yourself inward. Let go of the outside world for now. Allow yourself to be here, right now, in this moment, present with yourself. And take a moment to check in and notice how you're feeling today. Honoring whatever is there for you today. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you like to carry the intention off of the mat out into the world with you, be good to yourself. Bring your palms together at your heart. And then pull the palms apart, but keep the finger pads together. Sphere Mudra or Hakini Mudra. Reach the arms up overhead. Rooting down through the sitting bones, lengthening up through the spine, sides of the body nice and long. Crown of the head reaching up, fingers reaching up. Release your hands. Now interlace your fingers at the low back, elbows bent. And then release the hands. Inhale as you lift shoulders up to the ears. Exhale as you release shoulders down. And then a few times, a few shoulder shrugs, or you can roll the shoulders up and then back and down. And then switch the direction of the shoulders. Now cactus the arms, elbows out to the sides. Find that 90-degree angle at the elbows, fingers reaching up. And then we'll reach the arms forward. So forearms are parallel to the floor, palms parallel to the floor. And then swing the arms back. So elbows are still lifted, but now the palms are facing back. Then we'll lift the arms up, parallel to the floor, and then again lift the arms up into your cactus arms. Drop the hands back down, and then again drop the hands back, so hands face behind you now. Lift the arms back up, palms face the floor, and then again you lift the arms up back to cactus arms. Just a few times, take the arms just through this motion. And we'll bring the arms back up into cactus arms. And now take the forearms in front of the chest, one on top of the other. Then open the arms out to the sides. Switch. Now bring the arms back in front of you, other arm on top. And then open, close the arms a few times like this. Switching the arm on top. Just getting some movement in through the shoulders. And now interlace fingers behind the back of the head, or just take fingers, press into the back sides of your skull, elbows wide. Draw in and up through the belly. Lengthen up through the side body. Lift the heart. Maybe you begin to tilt the gaze up a little bit, finding some opening through the upper back. And then bring yourself back to center. And we'll come up on to the shins. Hands at the low back. You can turn the fingers down or up. Elbows draw in, heart lifts, little upper back bend here. You can shift your gaze forward or up if it's okay for the neck. And then release the hands. Drop your bum back so that your bum is hovering above the heels. Take the right hand over to the low back and then press into the legs. Lift yourself up. Pelvis sweeps forward. Reach that left arm up and over the ear. And now we'll lower the bum back to the heels. Bring that left arm in front of you over towards that left side, hand to the low back. Now sweep the right arm in front of you and up over the ear as you lift up. Pelvis presses forward. Right arm will sweep back in front of you over to the right side. Bum comes down to hover above the heels. And then again you lift. This time left arm up. And then lower yourself back down. Left hand comes back to the left side, low back. Bum comes back to hover above the heels. Right arm sweeps in front of you, up alongside that right ear as you send the pelvis forward. And a few times you just rotate this. Left arm, right arm as you take the bum back to hover above the heels. And then both hands to the low back, elbows hug in, lift up through the heart. Then you can stay here like this. If it's available to you, you can bring it into your camel pose. Hands reaching for the heels. Maybe you tuck the toes under here to raise the heels up a little bit higher. Again, gaze can be forward or you can shift the gaze up. Pelvis radiating forward, opening through the front of the hips, front of the body. And then hands come back to that low back, zip in through the belly, lift yourself back up. Now we'll take the arms forward down onto the mat. Tuck your toes under. Let's take it up into a dolphin. Press into the feet. Lift the hips up. Maybe you walk it in a little bit. Shoulders lining up over the elbows. Press down through the arms. Pressing the floor away. Walk that left foot in a little bit. Send that right leg up towards the ceiling. Right foot comes down. We'll extend that left leg up. Release that left foot back down, drop knees down. Come back to sit on your heels. We'll take it back up onto the shins. Hands to the low back, elbows hug in, lifting through the heart. Your version of camel pose here. Hands can stay at low back or you bring them down to the heels or maybe grab some blocks here. Put some blocks next to the feet. Hands come back up to the low back. You walk yourself up, lower it back down. Forearms come down to the mat, tuck toes under, send the hips up into your dolphin pose. Send that right leg up, three-legged dolphin. And release right foot down. Now send that left leg up. And release that foot down to the mat. Lower knees down. Let's bring it into table, coming up onto the hands and knees. Rock your hips side to side. And snake your spine around. Free form movement, whatever feels good here. Bring it to center and let's take it into some cat-cow. Inhale as you lift the tail, soften the belly, draw the heart forward. Exhale as you press into your hands, round up through your back, look towards the navel. Few more rounds, your cat-cow, you roll through following your breath. Bring yourself back into your table. Neutral spine. We'll send the right leg back behind you. Now bend that right knee. Press that foot up towards the ceiling. Draw that knee underneath the body. Round up through the back. Knee towards nose. Send the right leg back behind you again. Right foot pressing up. Then curl it in, knee to nose. One more time, right leg back, foot presses up. Curl it in, knee draws in towards the nose, and then you step or carry right foot up top of your mat. Take it into low lunge. Right knee tracking over the ankle, press into the right foot, lift up through the belly, reach up through the arms, low lunge. And then we'll take that left hand down inside that right foot. Begin to peel that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Unfurl that right arm up. Could have a bigger little bend in the left elbow. Stay here or bend that left knee. Draw that foot in towards your bum. If you can reach it, grab a hold of that foot. Plug it in towards your bum. Spin the heart up. Release. Come back through your low lunge. Hands to the mat, step it back into your table. Let's extend that left leg back. Bend that left knee, press that foot up towards the ceiling. And then draw the knee in towards the chest as you round up through your back. Again, send that left leg back, press that foot up. Curl it in. One more time, you send that leg up. Curl it in, knee to nose, step or grab, carry that foot up top of the mat. Let's find our way into low lunge. Press down into that left foot. Reach up with the arms. Lower the hips a little bit. Still keeping a lift up through the belly. Take the right hand to the top of the mat inside that front foot. Left arm peels up towards the ceiling and you keep it here. Or if you like, bend that left knee, reach back, grab a hold of the foot, pull it in towards your bum. Release the foot, reach that left arm up, and then back into your low lunge. Hands to the mat, step back into your table. Tuck toes under, and this time we send the hips up and back. Downward dog. Pedal out the legs. Or bend, straighten the knees, find a few little pounces. And then step, hop, float your way up to the top of the mat. We'll fold it in, ragdoll forward fold. Belly folding over the thighs. Let your head go, shake, nod the head, rock your hips, sway your hips. Maybe sway the arms side to side or catch elbows. Swing the arms. Bring it to center. Hands to the hips, press into your feet, lift all the way up. Let's take the finger pads together overhead, sphere mudra. Arms reach up, fingers reach up, body nice and long. And then palms together. Hinge from the hips, we'll fold it in. Forward fold, and then halfway up, flat back. Fold yourself back in, press into your feet, rise all the way back up. Palms together overhead, hands back down to the heart. Reach the arms up. Fold yourself in. Halfway up, flat back. Plant your hands down to the mat. Let's step back to plank. From your plank, drop knees down to the mat. Lower down, pubic bone, pelvis, torso, all the way down. Elbows hug in, lift the chest for baby cobra. Release yourself down, tuck toes, and we'll press the hips up and back, downward dog. Step, hop, or float back up, top of your mat, fold it in, forward fold. Halfway up to that flat back. Fold it in, root into the earth, rise up, palms together. Hands come back to your heart. Reach up. Fold it in. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant hands, step back to plank. Drop knees down. Lower yourself down to your belly. Elbows hug in, root into the fingers. Find your way up into baby cobra or maybe up into your full cobra. Release down, tuck the toes. Press down into the hands, glide the hips up and back. Step or hop it forward and fold it in. Halfway up again, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold it in, root into the earth, rise all the way back up, palms together, hands back to your heart, reach it up again, fold it in. Halfway lift, plant the hands down, step it back to plank. And this time you lower yourself all the way down to the belly, find a cobra, or we'll take it into chaturanga, low push-up, and upward dog. Roll it forward on the toes, bend the elbows, lower yourself down, about halfway-ish, shoulders still above level of elbows. Come onto the tops of the feet, keep the thighs lifted, pull the heart forward for your upward dog. Tuck toes, we'll send it back to downward dog. All meeting here, downward dog. From your downward dog, crouch it down, tiger dog. Let's send the right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, shift forward, core plank, knee to chest. Step that right foot through. We'll drop the left heel to the mat. Right hip hugging back. Press down into the feet. Lift yourself up off of that front thigh. Arms reach up, finding warrior one. Interlace fingers behind the head. Press down through the feet. Draw the belly in and up. Lay the head back in the hands to your degree. And then zip up the belly, come back up. Warrior one. Hands come down to the mat, step it back to plank. And move through your vinyasa. Back into your downward dog, crouch down. Send the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, take it forward, core plank, and we'll step the left foot through to the left thumb. Drop that right heel to the mat. Left hip hugs back. Press into that left foot and lift yourself up. Warrior one. Interlace fingers behind the head, press down through the legs as you lift up through the heart. Lay the head back. And then release, arms come back up. Warrior one. Hands down to the mat, step it back to plank. Find your flow. And bring it back into downward dog. We'll release, knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels. Drop over to one hip. Swing your legs around. Come down onto our backs. Knees bent, pointing up towards the ceiling. Arms alongside the body. Press down into your feet. Begin to lift your hips up, finding our bridge. Pressing into the feet, hips lift, hips lift. And then slowly release the hips back down. Again, we take it up into our bridge. Press down into the feet. Lift the hips up. Maybe you wiggle the shoulders underneath you a little bit. Get up a little bit higher. You can have the fingers pressing down into the mat, reaching for the heels. Maybe you interlace fingers underneath you. Keep it here. You can walk the feet in a little bit closer. Root into that left foot. Begin to draw that right knee in towards your chest. Send that right leg up. Bend that right knee. Release the foot down. Press into the feet. Root down through that right foot. This time we draw that left knee into the chest. Send that leg up. Bend that left knee. Release that foot down. Release fingers if they're interlaced underneath you, and slowly lower yourself back down to the mat. Take the feet wide. Allow the knees to drop in, knock into each other. walk the feet back in. Moving back into our bridge again. If you have wheel in your practice and you'd like to add that in here instead, you're welcome to do that. So press down into the feet, lift the hips up, finding your bridge. If you want to take it to wheel, flip the palms over, press into the hands, and lift the hips up. Few nice deep breaths here. Keep it here, or you walk the feet in towards each other a little bit. Root into that left foot. We'll draw that right knee in towards the chest, and then extend that right leg up. Right knee comes back down, and then we send it over to the other side. Root into that right foot. Bend that left knee, draw it in towards your chest. Send the leg up. And then release. Foot back down to the mat. Slowly lower yourself back down. All the way down to the mat. Again, take the feet wide. Let the knees drop in and knock together. And then lift the knees back up. Walk the feet in. Draw knees into your chest. Inner edges of the feet, inner legs together, hands to your knees. Roll your knees around in a few little circles. And then switch direction of your circles. Bring your knees back to center. Reach the arms and the legs up. Shake everything out. And then extend the legs down the mat, arms out to the sides. Find your way into Shavasana. And you stay here for as long as you like. When you feel ready, begin to call yourself back. Invite movement into your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Yawn, sigh, wiggle, stretch. Take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Connect back in. Notice how you feel now. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. We're all doing the best we can. Take one arm across the chest, the other arm on top. Give yourself a little hug. Thank yourself for showing up, for you, for your practice, for carving out this time just to spend with yourself. Let's open the arms out to the sides again. Give yourself a hug. This time, other arm wraps on top. Little squeeze. And give yourself a little smile. And then slowly roll yourself over to one side and use your hands to press yourself up. Finding a comfortable seat, bring palms together at the heart. May you feel safe, may you be healthy, may you be happy, may you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me today. With love and gratitude, namaste.